All right, guys, talking about the Ned rig today, and I'm still surprised how many of you haven't tried it. I know a lot of people do use the Ned rig. If you look at Tackle Warehouse, they have those top sellers lists. The Ned rig and the mushroom jig heads are always on it. It's a very popular technique, but I talked to some people I know, and they've never tried it. They've never even heard of it, which is pretty crazy because it's such a good technique. And if you're not familiar with it, it's originated from the Z-Man bait. It's basically half of a soft plastic stick bait. It's tiny. It's about 2.5 inches or so, and it's a finesse technique, but it catches big fish surprisingly. When I first tried it, I was catching lots of like 6 and 7 inch bass and perch and bluegill, and I kind of gave up on it honestly. But the more I used it in tough situations, I started catching a lot of bigger fish with it. And it's a really easy technique to fish. It's great for someone who's a beginner, or like I said, those tough conditions. I fished on the Z-Man mushroom heads that they developed for it, and just like it sounds, it's a mushroom head style jig head, and they're really small. They're tiny hooks, tiny weights. We're talking like a 1/5 ounce, a 1/10 ounce, a 1/15 of an ounce. So really light. So with that in mind, you're obviously going to need some finesse tackle. I mean, you're going to use 6 pound line. Really, I use the same rod and reel and line that I use for drop shotting, a medium light rod, braid with a light fluorocarbon leader. And the trick for this is just fishing it really slow, but a lot of times the bites actually come as it is falling. Even with that light jig head, it falls really slow, so it gives you more time to get those bites on the fall. And that's actually where I really pay attention as I cast it and watch my line, because a lot of times you'll see it jump. But if not, you just bounce it along the bottom, kind of like you would with a shaky head, or even like how I fish a drop shot, just constantly keeping contact with the bottom. But really, you should give this a try if you have the Ned rig. It's a great technique for catching lots of fish and big fish too.